to start these plants. So there's already too close of a relationship between the industry and the government. I think basically what I'm hearing from people in Japan, it is much worse. Of course, the Japanese broadcaster NHK is run by the government, and they've been downplaying a lot of this also. But the private media is telling me that it is much worse. We're talking about the Tokyo metropolitan region, Tokyo, Yokohama. People are now leaving. The Swiss embassy has moved the embassy from Tokyo to Osaka.
So has the U.S. military. What does that tell you about how serious this really is?
That it's very serious.
And they're telling us the fallout's no big deal on the West Coast when the real radiation hasn't even gotten here yet.
Well, and we've had our politicians tell us that 3 Mile Island, 1979, Governor Thornburg of Pennsylvania stated, he said there's no problem. He waited 3 days before telling pregnant women around 3 Mile Island that it's time for you to evacuate when he knew how bad it was 3 days prior. So we've seen this play out so many times. Chernobyl, the cover-up by the Soviet government, helped lead to their demise because they covered that up. But anytime we see these reactor incidents, and well, now we know TEPCO was fudging on the safety inspections because TEPCO is very close to the government oversight.
Yeah, stay there. We're going to come right back. Did that? Do you have anything else to add, Tim, in Washington?
Yes, I got a couple other things, if you don't mind.
Yeah, stay there. Tim, straight ahead. We'll try to cram in a few others. Then we'll continue with the calls when Tarpley joins us as well. One more segment with Wayne Madsen. I'm Alex Jones, Infowars.com.
Do you want to learn more about preparing for the hard times ahead? Have you ever thought about actually getting off the grid and becoming truly self-reliant? Introducing Off the Grid News, a weekly newsletter for independent Americans who want practical advice on how to survive and even prosper in an increasingly dangerous world. It's the best way to get a black belt in emergency preparedness, survival skills, and off-the-grid living. Packed with hard-hitting information on gardening, food preparation, alternative energy, and home security, there's simply nothing like it. And the best part, this $100 annual subscription is now free of charge. Simply sign up today and you'll also get our hard-hitting report, Food Shock, Why 2011 Could Be the Single Most Important Year in American History to Plant a Family Garden. It's absolutely free for listeners who sign up at offthegridnews.net. That's offthegridnews.net. Get your free Food Shock right now at offthegridnews.net.
Hi, I'm Mark Craighead, founder of Crossbreed Holsters. I designed our top-selling holster, the Super Tuck Deluxe, to solve the problems of being poked, pinched, and gouged while carrying concealed. The Super Tuck Deluxe is the most comfortable, most concealable holster on the market today. We offer a 2-week free trial and a lifetime warranty.
Visit us at crossbreedholsters.com. Don't forget, crossbreedholsters.com.
Hi, this is Ted Anderson. Have you ever wondered why banks, stockbrokers, investment advisors won't talk about gold IRAs? They've been available since 1986, yet the financial industry won't recognize the value of gold for your retirement. Gold has outperformed paper investments, yet no word about IRAs. If you would like to have gold for your retirement, call 800-686-2237. Don't get left behind by rising inflation and low returns. Call 800-686-2237. Secure your future and call 1-800-686-2237.
Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv.
You really can lose weight while you're sleeping. Guaranteed. AffinityDiet.com introduces Lose and Snooze and the One-Day Diet. Great tasting Lose and Snooze from AffinityDiet.com is the first step in our guaranteed weight loss system. Lose and Snooze will help your body get a deep restorative sleep without the harmful side effects of pharmaceutical drugs. And during deep natural sleep, your body starts to shed unwanted pounds, build lean muscle, and lose inches. Add AffinityDiet.com's One-Day Diet wafers and your metabolism keeps going with all the vitamins and minerals you need with no rebound effect. But don't worry, you're never more than 24 hours from your favorite foods. Learn more about Lose and Snooze and the One-Day Diet at AffinityDiet.com, spelled AFFINITY diet.com, or call toll-free 855-663-3438. That's 855-663-3438. Finally, a diet that succeeds where others have failed from AffinityDiet.com.
Just inside the doorway.
Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Many days we go into overdrive. Thank you for joining us. 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. Here's the headline at Infowars.com. It just went live. Let's send Ann Coulter to Fukushima. I was going to play the clip, but we're almost out of time. I may play it later and tease Tarpley, a big nuclear power fan. But Human Events has the headline, a glowing report on radiation by Ann Coulter. Anyone exposed to excess radiation from the nuclear power plants is now probably much less likely to get cancer. That's, I guess her thought is you aim it directly at a cancer, it hurts that cell, that group of abnormal cells. But general radiation to the whole body in every major study is, I mean, that's not even debated. It massively increases cancer. I mean, even our own government estimates 1 million deaths in the 25 years associated with Chernobyl. But, I mean, this is just brazen propaganda saying the radiation is good for you, Wayne Madsen.
Well, you know, Ann Coulter, have you noticed she hasn't really been on the news recently? So she had to say, he, whatever that is, had to say something to get back into the news cycle. And the more outrageous, of course, that's what the Fox News are all about. The more outrageous, the better.
Well, I don't like to interrupt in the time we've got. I don't like to be mean about how somebody looks because, I mean, I'm not the most beautiful person on the planet. But at the 2004 Republican convention, I was going in the front entrance and waiting for some people and saw her walking in, and I was actually scared. Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not joking. I was repulsed because she's so anorexic. You don't see it on TV because it adds weight. That she was having trouble walking, and she looked like a concentration camp victim, like a skull with skin on it, painted with lipstick, and she was actually toddling in like a undead. No, I was like, ugh. I mean, my actual, I've never run into anybody that made me go and actually take a breath in.
Yeah, well, I maybe that's if she's so emaciated. We think that's an Adam's apple, maybe her thorax. I don't know, but or larynx. But I just don't understand people. You know, the broadcaster is supposed to serve the common interest, the public good, and that's definitely not. That doesn't serve any public good. But one thing I'm hearing from people in Japan is it's no good to send money because they have money, they can't buy anything with it. So what they have, nothing off the shelves now in Tokyo and Yokohama, the ramen noodles. So if anybody has friends, family, colleagues over there, this, you know, small packages, so it's not held up in customs, those ramen noodles, powdered milk, AAA, AA batteries. This is what they're out of, and this is what they're in. This is the third largest economy in the world. China, of course, just surpassed them as the second largest. But this is what can happen to an infrastructure when they have a triple disaster like they've experienced.
In closing, Wayne, give us your summation of how bad the disaster really is, the radiation cover-up, and the fact that they're saying this could go on for weeks or months. Headlines about the relief not going well, reactors still smoking, burning, hundreds of thousands of fuel rods, and it seems to be now kind of just going out of the news.
Well, this is what I understand. The chief cabinet secretary, Adama, he cut his teeth politically as an anti-nuclear activist. So what I'm hearing is that there are people in TEPCO and the Nuclear Oversight Agency who don't want to tell him a lot of what's going on because they're afraid he's going to amplify it and make it sound much, it is worse than what they're saying, but they don't necessarily trust him, and that's why he's not getting the full picture, and he's the public face of the Japanese government at all these news conferences. So there is a willful attempt by the TEPCO and the nuclear oversight people in Japan to keep critical information, the worst case information from members of the government, including the chief cabinet secretary.
Well, it's not a good sign when the U.S. military, U.S. embassies, French, German, pull out, when foreign airlines won't fly into Tokyo, when the fleet raced away last Monday, when Fukushima 3 blew up, and now when the head of the plant itself breaks down and cries and says, basically, I can't lie to you, this radiation is going to kill people. That shows you what's really happening.
Right, and we have to be worried here about the radiation that's coming over the West Coast, because we know that based on what we saw with the Gulf oil disaster, how our own government downplays the health effects of these natural disasters. The other thing I want to add quickly is I'm afraid we may see the international bankers, these vampires, vultures, and vermin now try to play this up as much as they can to try to just put Japan, the third largest economy in the world, under their firm control.
Meanwhile, a headline up at Drudge, also on Infowars.com, White House works quietly to squelch the photos. They've already released photos of them killing kids. So, man, Wayne Madsen, thank you for joining us. We'll be right back with Dr. Tarpley.
We're on the march. The empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Hi, folks. This is Alex Jones, and I want to tell you about the Silver Lungs generator. Now you can produce pure and endless colloidal silver and deliver the solution directly into the bloodstream by breathing the solution through the lungs. The respiratory system is the first line of defense for airborne pathogens and viruses. The Silver Lungs generator infuses the respiratory system with your self-produced nano-silver solutions and also delivers the silver nanoparticles instantly into the bloodstream. With continued legislation threatening the sale of nano-silver products, you can now produce pure and endless colloidal silver with the Silver Lungs generator. Very easy to follow, step-by-step instructions are provided, making production fast and simple. Go to www.silverlungs.com today and learn more about the breakthrough technology of the Silver Lungs generator. That's www.silverlungs.com. Hundreds of nations have fallen to tyranny in the last century alone. This is our last chance to not relive history.
As we're finishing off this agenda, they'll be pulling the rug from underneath Americans at home.
They have tremendous influence on our president and Congress, and they really are calling the shots.
I think it's incumbent upon all of us as American citizens to pay attention.
Fall of the Republic identifies the enemies of our nation, the criminal offshore cartel, hell-bent on destroying sovereignty, and on its ashes constructing world government.
Tim Geithner, Bernanke, they're arsonists. They're asking for more matches. And the Congress is saying, who do we make the check out to?
Today seems like nobody does care. And right now in Washington, D.C., we have seen a fall of the Republic.
Get your copy of Fall of the Republic on DVD at Infowars.com or watch it online right now in super high quality at prisonplanet.tv. This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1,